Change cannot always be foreseen with our naked eye.
Science tells us that the universe and everything inside it changes. But the main question to ask is, what is the difference between now and then? Biologically speaking, many aspects in evolutionary biology and conservation genetics rely on molecular clock. It is predicted on the idea that DNA and protein sequences develop at a consistent rate across organisms and across time. A virus contains DNA, which undergoes changes along time, can be best illustrated using molecular clock.
What if your watch gave you the timing of the events in your life instead telling you the time? Your birthday, graduation, and all the special events in your life. This watch still keeps time. We're just looking at it from a different perspective. This is exactly what the molecular clock is teaching us. It counts the number of time a genome has changed over time. These mutations accumulate throughout time, and the majority of them occur at a consistent rate. This allows us to see how individual species evolve as well as when individual species diverge evolutionarily from one another. For instance, the gene that codes for the protein alpha-globin, a component of hemoglobin, undergoes 0.56 base changes per base pair for every billion years. This information is used by evolutionary biologists to deduce how species evolve and to determine when two species diverge on evolutionary timeline. How about we put it in this context and relate it with virology? We have been living with COVID-19 for 3 years now, yet we haven't really understood its evolution of strains. The virus was called SARS-CoV-2 and the disease it causes was called COVID-19. The genomic analysis of SARS-CoV-2 shows a close genetic relationship with the recently detected SARS pandemic in 2002 to 2003 and MERS-CoV, which caused the outbreak in Middle East Respiratory Syndrome in Saudi Arabia. Sequencing the complete SARS-CoV genome allows us to understand the nature of molecular clock. SARS-CoV-2 continues to evolve as changes in genetic code caused by genetic mutation. A lineage is genetically closely related group of virus variants derived from a common ancestor. As Mark Stoneking said, DNA sequences change by mutations, and the idea behind the molecular clock is that the changes occur at, more or less, at a constant rate over time. So, the question to ask is, what is the difference between now and then?